Hey guys, how's it going? It's Amanda. So recently I shared with you the LIFX Z strips, and many of you were curious whether the Philips Hue were better or the LIFX Z strips were better. So to be able to give you an honest, educated answer, I went out and picked up the Hue hub, which is required for these, and a second generation light strip, and I'm kind of going to give you a rundown of some things that are facts, some opinions, and just kind of let you guys take a look for yourself. So if you get the LIFX starter kit, it comes in right now, today at least, on Amazon for $72.90. You can pick up some extensions and things, and you can pause it and read all the facts there. But one of the key things is it works with Alexa. It does not work with HomeKit as of today, but supposedly that's coming soon. So it'll work with many of your other smart things, but there's no hub required, which is key to this kit. So the Philips Hue strip comes in right now, $89.99 if you buy frustration-free packaging, which is one I did because it was cheaper the other day, or if you get standard packing today, it's $86.99. Now this does work with HomeKit, so if you have a home setup around HomeKit, maybe this is the one for you. Now, on top of that $89, you're also gonna have to pick up this hub if you don't already have one, which is another $59.99. So to me, that's just a really expensive way to go about getting just a light strip. Now, if you know you wanna have a whole home full of Hue things, then maybe this is the way to go. But for me, it was just an extra expense. So here, looking at the strips, at the top we have the Hue, and you can see the bottom is the LIFX, and you can see there's 4 LEDs to 2 of the Hues. So one thing to know. Now each of these are going to be connected to these little connectors. That doesn't really make any difference. You're also going to have the hub on the Hue, but they both have 3M tape, so they're going to be stuck up and out of the way, but the LIFX one is smaller, not that that really makes any difference. Now the power strips on ear, power plugs on each of these are big old bulky things, so you're going to need somewhere to plug those in. Now on the LIFX, it says it's 1400 lumens, which I'm not really sure how all that's figured or what that means, but the Philips Hue says 1600 lumens, and we'll take a look at the actual brightness in a moment. Now if we look at the end of the strips, here I'm going to pause it in just a second because of my shaky hands. On the top we have the LIFX, and you can see there's 3 little holes, and then there's a little bit of space, and then there's a 4th hole. On the Hue, they're just all together, and there's actually a lot of third-party adapters and extensions that you can use. Say you want to go around something and you want a blank space with no light, you can buy a bunch of third-party adapters. The LIFX don't have any of those for sale at the moment, and there's no third parties that I know of. Now looking directly at the LED strips, on the top it's the Hue strip, and it's going to be for the rest of this video, and on the bottom it's the LIFX Z strip. Now, just to make sure there's no confusion, here is the apps both running, and maybe you're not familiar with the apps, but both of them are on full brightness, and they will be for the rest of this time. So here you can see there's a drastic difference in the colors. Now I'm gonna go ahead and turn all the lights off, and then I'm gonna kick on the Hue light, and you can see it just looks kind of like a subtle glow. It's nothing bam in your face, but if you turn on the LIFX, it just is really bright and a much more brighter, intense color. Now here we have the Hue back on and the LIFX on, and I'm actually gonna take the Hue and I'm gonna turn it on, off, and if you look at the wall back there, it just doesn't make that much difference whether the Hue is on or off, because the LIFX just completely lights up the wall. Here we have the Hue on in blue, and we have the LIFX on in blue, and no matter what color you put on this strip, the intensity is just drastic in comparison to the Hue. Now I'm going to go ahead and speed it up and just do a few more colors to show you guys. Both of these have tunable whites, so you can have a warmer white or a cooler white. And if we look at the apps, the LIFX is on the left-hand side and the Hue is on the right-hand side. The LIFX has a wheel, and the Hue just has this big color palette that you just touch the color you want. I like the LIFXs because it actually gives you the Kelvin number. You can select and dial it in. I had a little hard time matching these though, just because of the intensities. But here, if we do the same exact test with the whites, you can see that doesn't really make any difference. The LIFX is much brighter, and the daylight colors are much bluer tone to them as well. Here we are looking at the Hue app, and I have the color set, and there is one slider here that you can change the brightness intensity, and that's the only real control you have other than setting the color in manual mode. Now on the LIFX one, you have, let me turn the brightness up so you can see here, you have this wheel that you can slide for the dimness and brightness, but not only that, This big circle here is your color wheel, and then that little circle in there slides up and down, and it changes the luminosity or the brightness intensity of the color. So it'll either have more saturation or more towards the white shades. And one of the key awesome things about the LIFX strip is it has these tunable colors. So it's not just one solid color. The Hue stays one color at all times, and the LIFX has all these presets that you can use that are themes. And you look at the top here, there's this little bar up here, and you can see whatever colors are on the strip are in that bar. You can pick up these colors here and just paint on the colors that you want and customize it to your liking. You can't really see that because it's cut out of frame. Let me do a little bit more here, and you can see it just pops up as I paint it onto that little strip there. Really awesome. It happens in real time. So here, let's do one more color here. We'll do green, then we'll do blue. And if you want, you can actually customize it just a little bit more. So here I'll pick up the color and just do a little bit more splashes. We'll just do blue again into the green, and we'll do green into the blue. And if you look on the strip, you can see it's still green, blue, green, blue. And one of the latest updates to LIFX, let's set a theme here. You can see it's got all these pretty colors going on. And if we go down over here to the effects tab and we hit animate theme, it's actually going to start flipping through those colors. And here you can take a look. So now there's a few questions you have to ask yourself. Do you want to use Amazon Alexa? Then you can use either of these kits. Do you already own Hue bulbs and the Hue hub? Then I don't care which one you buy. Go ahead and stick with the Hue because you're already going to have everything integrated together and working well. If you are new to the system and you just want a strip only, then your best buy is definitely to pick up the Z strip. It's just much cheaper without having to buy the hub. But if you are an absolute HomeKit user and that's all of your devices in your smart home or HomeKit, then you may want to go ahead and go with Hue because as of today, it is compatible. LIFX is supposed to be having an update, but as of today, they don't yet. Now, if you just want the coolest strip, I definitely think it's going to be the LIFX strip. It's much brighter and way more customizable. And if it comes down to just price, definitely the Z strip from LIFX is much cheaper value at $72 and you're ready to go. Where the Hue kit, you got to spend the $60 on top of the $90 to get the hub. It just becomes a mess at that point to me. It's just too complicated. Now down the road, if you want to add more devices, I kind of think Hue is the way to go, just simply due to the fact that they have so many different devices you can add. They have switches and sensors and motion sensors, and I can't even think of all the things, but that definitely does add to the value in the Hue system itself. So really you need to look at these things, see which one works best for you, and make the decision, because it's not just a clear cut, this one's better, this one may be better, or this one may be better, depending on your actual needs and uses, and if you're going to have a smart home setup, how it's going to integrate together. Well guys, thank you for watching. If you guys like this video, please hit the thumbs up button. If you guys have any questions, please leave them down below. Let me know which strip you think is the best strip. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.